Hey guys, it's Kevin back here in the Resonant Link booth here at MODEX for our Power Talk series that we're collaborating with them on. And I'm joined by my friend Mike Rill, Director of Warehouse Business Development at Ease Logistics. Mike,
great to see you again.
Pleasure to see you
How's
too.
it been, Kevin? Good to see you.
Good, good. It's good to have you here. Good
Thank
to connect again, definitely. I think the last time we spoke was at Edge, right?
It was at Edge, down at
Yeah,
CCMP in Nashville, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
All run together, yeah, okay, right.
Nashville is this year, I think, right?
Can't wait, I'll see you there.
Something like that. So it's great to see you. Why don't you give us kind of a little intro about you, intro about Ease Logistics?
Sure, yeah, great. Ease Logistics, Dublin, Ohio-based brokerage. So, we're big into transportation. That's where we got our start.
Right.
I've been with Ease going on 3 years now. And we got into the warehousing game. So we started with 0 in 2021. We're now going to have 3 buildings under our watch by the end of July and over 430,000 square feet.
Nice.
So we're located centrally in Columbus, and we're in growth mode. It's really exciting. It's a lot of fun. It's very stressful. It's good though.
I love you threw that in.
I can't. Would be remiss if I didn't say it's very stressful.
That's good.
So,
It keeps it real. I like that.
It keeps it real. That's what I like to say. So, little play on words for you.
Yeah, and I think when we were at Edge, you guys were just doing the grand opening of the new logistics center.
Yeah,
right?
so it's actually got pushed back a little bit. There were some construction constraints and things we thought we were kind of past.
Yeah.
But we are excited to open. We're shooting for like July 4th. So that's our target right now.
Yeah.
310,000 square feet, Central Ohio.
Nice.
We're working on, part of my job is getting tenants, right? I got to go out and beat the street and get folks into that building. So while we haven't settled on what type of business, we're not saying no. So part of my goal coming down here for this conference was to talk to, different platforms to unify opportunities with, a platform to kind of have Ease's name out there. Because again, everybody knows us for a brokerage in our region and in the US really, but we're trying to really force the fact that warehouses are sexy, as you like to say, and we have a really good dedicated team. It's a high service model.
Yeah.
We've applied everything we've learned from the brokerage to our warehousing.
Yeah.
So the new building, really excited to open it up. Again, 310,000 square feet. The thing that's really nice, you have a blank slate. When you were a kid, I had an art class when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and they're like, build your perfect tree house.
Yeah.
What would you put in there? Oh, I'd have a snack machine and a soda machine, and I'd have an ice cream maker and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So right now, coming down here to talk to folks like Resonant Link, seeing all the cool robots out here, like the Boston Dynamics stuff and all these big companies, right? We're encroaching the point where our ROI is going to start to dictate we really, really focus heavily on automation.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a blank slate for us.
Yeah.
So to incorporate what we want to do, we don't have to marry a customer to solution. We can kind of get the customer, and then you must have automation, you must have wireless.
Yeah. Great.
We're prepared to procure it to support your goals as well as ours. Ease is a very tech forward company. On the transportation space, we were voted the most innovative transportation company by Forbes. So that's really cool. And so that kind of trickles down into what we do in the warehousing sector. So, we actually have Raymond equipment in our building right now.
Nice.
So it's finding a way that hey, wireless charging doesn't make sense with our operation.
Yeah.
Our fleets aren't that big yet, but as we expand and we grow, we fully anticipate partnering with someone like Resonant Link, continue our relationship with Raymond, and moving that space forward.
Yeah.
It's exciting, to have the opportunity to kind of do whatever you want.
Right. Yeah.
Not be holding to anything and not be holding to old ways. And we get people all the time, we can do 1,000 different pick bots, we can do robots, we can do conveyors, we can do all this. It's like, great, let's listen to you and let's really find a really formidable solution to be a world-class player.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing, and I'm a little envious, so I'd love to have a blank slate too to play with.
I tell you, that's where that stress comes from, right?
Yeah.
It's because we have customers who are so used to going into major showcase sites,
right?
Like the Cevas, the DHLs, the big 3PL players. And I've worked for Ceva for a long time, and so I've been to their showcase site out in California. When they had a lot of new automated technologies come in, it's like, man, how many other companies can afford this? Because they're a 100,000 employee outfit, right? We've got 300 people across the whole company. So when you don't say no, you get a lot of opportunities that say, hey, are you open to this? Yes, we're open to that.
Yeah.
Right now, we still do a lot of, the hand picking, hand packing, hand sorting.
Right.
But when a major retail contract, and all of a sudden that stretch robot makes a lot of sense because it pops into your 53-foot dry van, right? Yeah. Instead of putting an employee to use or a opportunity for repetitive use injury.
Yeah.
You got a robot doing it. Robot doesn't go to sleep. You can have trucks coming in all night long. Stuff's conveyed to where it needs to go. And then you palletize it and off it's storing to storage. So
yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely exciting. And yeah, I can imagine a lot of good choices here, right, at the show.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about, because you just mentioned, the human element that you're still doing,
sure,
some regular traditional picking, stuff like that. I mean, how do you kind of how does the operation shift their mindset a little bit to now balance the automation with the human element? How do you find, like, what is that right balance as you're going into this new building?
That's a great question. And, what I really think about is I've been in a frontline management or supervisory role for almost 15 years.
Yeah.
And started out of college, doc supervisor for Honda, frontline manager for Rogue Fitness, and doing all these different projects where I was directly working with folks. And the biggest form of automation we saw, we had a conveyor and an induction line, right? So, you're moving 10,000 line items for a small parcel a day. You need something. You can't physically keep up with it. The workers will hate you.
Yeah.
Where I see the biggest challenge that ease and probably, most organizations face is, again, what you just talked about, marrying an emerging technology with someone who thinks that is going to replace them. That's what we hear, and so if you, a little bit about the demographics of where our buildings are, a little bit more rural. It's like 20 minutes outside the city proper. And so you have a major automotive component in Honda in that area. And so they're used to seeing, welding robots and tug bots and things that move all their products on, but they work in concert. They don't work against each other. They work in concert.
Yeah.
So the mindset has been these items, the automated processes, the AI, the thing that, is going to run a script for you to get you some better Excel data, to, your pick bot that's going to reduce your walking time. Like, that's how you can sell that, right? Hey, you're tired every day walking. What if I told you I could reduce your walking footprint by 35 to 40, 50% a day?
Yeah.
What would you say to that? So, well, how do I do that? Well, the bot comes to you and you just move around a little area and you place your parcel packages or whatever you need in that robot, and it scoots on its way and you're still there. Next one comes up to you. So we're bringing the work, reducing the travel time. So you show it as a bit of a synchronizing effect to how you work with the folks. And people are scared of it. Like, I think people are some genuine trepidation, whether it's in the news media or what trade publications people might read, but they're really kind of concerned. Like, is it coming from my job? And I said, it's not. We don't believe that. Ease wants to empower people to work with the tech, whether it's, again, writing code to make you a bit more efficient coder for our data analytics team, to using the robot or the conveyor line to make your quality of life at work better.
Yeah.
That is our mindset. I'm involved with a couple local associations in Columbus, and they're talking about that now, where they're pushing logistics trade work down into the high school level for curriculums. So they've called on Ease to kind of offer our insight with some other great players in Columbus too, that are hiring the frontline workers, that are getting the entry level folks out of college. You need to embrace it. Otherwise, you're kind of, if you're sitting there stammering, you're going to be left behind. Yeah. And we're trying to make that an open environment for conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's such a smart idea too. I mean, I think that, the education, especially on the warehousing side, is a bit lacking, right?
Sure.
I mean, I teach some supply chain students, and I mean, it's hard to say that, there's a large majority that are knocking on the door to work on the warehouse side of supply chain. But I think as we, kind of enter, and like I said, getting into the high school too environment is really going to help to do that. And you can start to show them some of the cool things that are happening out here, right? Sure. And that'll certainly attract them. But for your employees, you have something called Ease University, right?
Ease University, right here.
You got the shirt on right there.
Absolutely, yeah. Big.
Tell us a little bit about that and how that works.
Absolutely. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the major proprietors of Ease University, Abby, Sam, and our team there, Josh. They have basically created curriculum to take people who know nothing about logistics. Yeah. Right. And they are creating new programs and curriculum quarterly. Yeah. So we bring in somebody off the street, right? First year graduate that maybe didn't have a logistics background from Ohio State. We have a really nice partnership with them, but we take all kinds. You can insert them into a brokerage operation and teach them everything you need to teach them. Yeah. On the warehousing side, we have we brought in a compliance director to manage all the training and all the work instructions. So as a new customer, new client comes online, we specifically lay out per client instructions. So we have the base processes, right? But if there's a nuance between this has to go with this shipper, or this has to be packaged a certain way, or palletized a certain way, it trickles down into, okay, the hand scanner requires this login, and it tags with the fetch bot. All those things are cultivated by Ease University, managing logistics or learning management software. Yeah. You kind of get the renewal notices, like, hey, so-and-so's a month out from getting recertified on either a piece of forklift machinery, or the new curriculums have been added to this work field. Yeah. Right. So that whole team manages that. And it's really something that we're proud of. I mean, we have shirts dedicated to it. I'm definitely giving them a shout out because without them, this doesn't exist, and we don't attract the kind of talent we want.
Yeah.
On the frontline side with the warehouse worker, it's becoming, when the technology's integrated, we'll upskill you. We will upskill you to work with it. If you can have, come with a good attitude and learn, we'll train you to do what we need you to do. It's tracked. You graduate from Easy University. You get, some nice recognition, and ultimately we're proud to have it. It's definitely a differentiator for us, and the way we see it trickle down into our customers. Like it fits well with us.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic, and I think investing in your people like that and being able to, get them to the next level and then the next level and be able to develop them internally is such a great thing. And it's so important too for our industry to be able to do that, because you need to kind of, coach them along, and not everybody, it's, a lot of people come into our industry and they don't have a logistics background, they don't have a supply chain background, and it's kind of fresh to them. So to be able to do that and help coach them along and help develop that education, I think is a great thing that you guys are doing. So
appreciate that.
Very interesting stuff there, Mike. So definitely appreciate you coming by, talking to me here. Always good to connect with you.
Pleasure's mine.
And if people want to get in touch with you and help you fill up that new building, what's the best way to do that?
I would love that. You can email me at mrill@easelogistics.com. Talk to Kevin. He can get a hold of me. easelogistics.com is our website. You can take a quote right on the website. You'll get a personal answer handwritten from me.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for coming by and talking to me.
Great seeing you, man. Thank you so much. Good talking.